Tennessee Titans taking on the LA Chargers.
Just off the east bank of the Cumberland River and across the water from the Tennessee State Capitol building, there's a look at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. The whole of downtown Nashville likely still reverberating with the sounds of the Titans taking the field a moment ago. They're ready for football as their Titans are set to match up with the Los Angeles Chargers. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brandon Gaudin on hand alongside Charles Davis. And yes, the storyline here, the weather, snow, and more of it expected as this game continues. So how will that impact how this one goes?
Can these teams ignore the distraction and the strangeness of playing in a snow game? Because it actually affects the crowd as well. That big roar you get is often muffled when there's a snow game. And the second part, what's the footwear you got on? Does that fit the turf you're playing on? And how will it handle as things get a little bit slick?
And he won't quite make it to the 25. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. So excellent starting field position here for the Chargers. They'll have Lamar Jackson calling the shots, the former Heisman Trophy winner from Louisville.
And what he's thinking about right now is first down, let's find a way to make a big play. Because when you get a sudden change situation and that defense has to rush onto the field unexpectedly, you might catch them having a defensive breakdown or not quite prepared.
And it was really sudden after the first play picked off. And the Chargers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. 1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A great play there. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Chargers on just 2 plays have taken the lead. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. 1 play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. And I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Robbins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield. And he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Back to throw again. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
On 2nd down, there's the option going left. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
How about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Defense. So give them the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
Chubb. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Nick Chubb, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Titans are an extra point away from tying this thing up. The extra point splits the uprights, and that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he returns this to the 22. The Charger drive about to get going. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Jackson now. Wide open receiver complete.
They should have put a stamp on me in the locker room.
A great effort there. 76 yards. And the Chargers have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Tennessee offense set to go again. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Yeah, it's still early in the game. No sense taking a chance on 3rd down and forcing one into traffic. So I like the wise play he made there. Get it to the sideline out of bounds where no one's going to have a chance at it.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys that just gave up that play.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Now Jackson on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Beal. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Hands it off out of the gun. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score. On 2nd and 9, Jackson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 40.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Jackson on first down. Flushed out right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A big gain that time for the Chargers. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Jackson from the shotgun. Escaping the pressure right. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Lamar Jackson, an 8-yard touchdown run. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. PAT up and good by Rosas. And it's now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Titans now just about ready to take over. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
They go with Chubb on second down. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
And that is incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game, because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Flush to his right. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
Now that definitely hurts, because the mindset is getting a 3 and out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Beal. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Charger 1st down. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. 5 yards remain on 2nd down. Here's Jackson to throw. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 20-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. Being chased out left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll only be a loss of a couple, but the pressure gets home on 1st down. That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction, and that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them, and now they can make a few more plays and get back into this game.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson for the right side here, complete. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So give him the yardage on the completion and also tack on 15 more.
If you get that hand up there, you've got to let go immediately or just not close the hand at all. He didn't, gave it a tug, and that was easy for the officials to see.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. They go play action now. Jackson. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. A great play there. With his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. Rosas good with the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns in 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Throw left side complete. That's Burgess. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big connection on that one. 32 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Back to throw here. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now a strip. He loses the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. Looking left side, and it's complete. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. A great effort there. with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Chargers continue to pull away here in this first half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead.
And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Titans offense going to get one final possession in this first half. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. They'll try and start this drive in the air. They'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
And some play callers, when they go into games, they don't mind calling a lot of screens, and they don't care what down. They were maybe one block away from really having something there to start this drive. Good job defensively to cut through the blockers and make the tackle on the screen, or that could have gone for maybe 15 or 20 yards.
Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Burgess. Now the Titans will use their third and final timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They'll look to throw again. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. And this one is right through. And that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Heading back out, the Chargers offense. We get a peek at the playoff picture of the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance, as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you impressed, don't
Yeah,
you?
I am impressed. That
Thank
means
you.
2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now, to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs. Brandon, there have been some memorable snow games for championships in the NFL. 1948. Philadelphia Eagles, Chicago Cardinals.
The most famous one in my lifetime, I think, is got to be 01, right? Raiders, Patriots, to send the Patriots to the Super Bowl.
You got the Tuck roll, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one people remember. But I also know this. In Miami, the infamous one, the snowplow game in New England, when they went out there and the Patriots had a guy come out and clear a spot on the field for their field goal kicker to kick the game winner.
Is that 82?
That was 82. and the Dolphins fans will never forget it.
Well, we're not seeing one of those famous games here, but it's fun to be in the snow nonetheless. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. And they give this time to the tailback. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Chargers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Rosas good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Titans offense gears up for their first possession of the 2nd half. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Or maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a 1st down.
Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. 2nd and 1. Throw left side complete. That's Burgess.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Running lanes were at a premium in the 1st half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big 2nd half.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll set up to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Touchdown, Titans! A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Titans are able to close the gap just a bit. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. And when they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. No problem there on the extra point. And that will cut this lead down to 25. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the 1st quarter, good 2nd quarter, and now continuing that here in the 3rd.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors, right? Not turning it over, and just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence in a team.
Yeah, been a good leadership and a good distributor. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. To throw is Jackson. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th. They'll try and throw for it here. Steps away to his left. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first.
And Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive. Forced out to his left. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain. Looking at it from the defense's perspective, they could have really used the football to try to start eating into this deficit.
Yeah, because now possession's so crucial at this stage of the game. And when you've got an opportunity to hop on a turnover and you don't get it, you can feel the frustration all the way up here.
And the offense, they're living right now. Another bounce and break that goes their way. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and that'll make it second and short.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Rolling to his left. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Looked like a pretty smart decision that time to keep the football by the quarterback.
It was, because you saw how the runner got swarmed. So you've got to pull the ball from his arms, keep it yourself, and get what you can. And the most underrated player on this play is the running back. Because even if he doesn't have the ball, he has to act like he does in order to attract the defense.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. That time, finally, a measure of revenge as they get him down behind the line.
It almost felt like relief, didn't it? Because with the success he's had throughout this game, you'd almost expect him to get free and pick up 10 to 15 every time he takes off. Not in that case. That has to feel good for the defense.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Now it's Jackson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And as a result, it'll be Titan football on the turnover on downs. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. He'll decide to keep this once more. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Titans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. He'll look to throw. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
He finds his man, complete. It's Burgess. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Again, he'll drop to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
They're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Running for it. Here's Chubb. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. At first glance, I wasn't sure he got it. Then I saw that spot. Definitely a first down.
It was, but boy, on the other side, you disputed a little bit, wouldn't you? Okay, if you're playing defense, are you sure he got there? But that's why they tell you all the time, don't just get what you need, get a little bit more, and take the decision out of the hands of the officials.
Well, there he needed a yard. He got a yard and maybe an inch. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. He'll look to throw. And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now, remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in. The Titans on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Dumps this to his running back, Chubb. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. They only needed about 4 or 5 inches there. Relied on the big guys up front and got it done.
Yeah, this is the time to just go ahead and hit it straight ahead. No juking, right? No movement in the backfield. Take the ball and go. As I heard a coach tell a player a long time ago, save your dancing for the club, son. Just get up into that line of scrimmage.
They'll try to draw now with Chubb. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. The Titans on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. They'll drop to throw. Back in the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how. Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. So the decision to challenge does not pan out, and that's also going to cost him a timeout. This is caught. And the Titans are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Felt compelled to go for it there on fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a fourth down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. A great effort there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Titans are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this will not work out. The Chargers able to recover. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. From the gun, Jackson dancing to his left. First down and more for Jackson. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Well, another fine run right there from Lamar Jackson, and CD, that one puts him over 100 yards now for the ball game.
And remember when all we talked about were 100-yard games from running backs? That when a quarterback did it was a surprise? Well, Lamar Jackson, that's part of the package as well. He'll have as many 100-yard games in a season as the top running backs in the league.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. Here's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Looked to me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got it 3rd and goal here as they try to finish off their... And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. That will bring up 4th down and an 11-yard loss to boot. Well, we saw him score on the ground earlier in the ball game. This time, the defense says not so fast.
Yeah, that's good scouting and good awareness, isn't it? Because you always have to be wary of him keeping it himself, especially in this part of the field. Because if he doesn't like what he sees, you know he'll take off and try and go for it himself.
And unable to break away, they stop him a few yards shy. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Let's just be frank. They're playing for profit. And he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety. Well, this defense has been smothering all game long. Why not give them 2 more points here in the closing minutes?
Well, they've certainly earned it. They've gotten the better of this offensive line for 4 quarters, and this sack here will just be a little icing on the cake.
The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And it's starting to look like that 3-game losing streak is going to be a thing of the past here. Coming up 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter. Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, fourth quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And oh, it'll be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the Titans are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Back to throw now on first down. He finds his man complete. It's Robbins. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Second and 2. There's that man again. It's complete. Now the Titans will use their third and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. First and 10. This one caught. It's the tight end Hawkinson. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up.
Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. T.J. Hawkinson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Titans have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Extra point safely through, and that cuts this lead down to 13. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. He's going to try and go deep again. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Jackson. Flushed out right. Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever